We're live.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here on the Monday morning afternoon hangover edition of the Stay Cashin show. Coming off a very interesting week of NFL football. And Bill Rupp, the first Sunday night game I was successfully able to sleep through. I believe you slept through the second half also. Best way to avoid betting it is not to watch it, correct?
That's what I did.
That's what I did. I didn't put a single bet on it and just fucking pretended it didn't happen. I think I watched a quarter of it. And looking at the box scores, I'm fairly glad I did because it looks like Eckler didn't score. Doesn't look like many people hit their overs. Rackets, you have your San Fran gear on. I'm sure you bet and were very happy maybe with the result being that you have the sweatshirt.
Yeah, I had the under. We were fine.
I mean, it's just so easy, right? Just bet the under over primetime.
Bet the fucking unders. Bet the first half unders. We talked about it last week, guys. Like, it doesn't matter what sport we're talking about, and it's even getting to the point in college where it's like that. No team score. Nobody scores anything.
I don't agree with that in college at all.
Bro, there was the fucking Oklahoma, or what was it? Okay, Oklahoma.
I don't agree with
6-3? It was 6-3 in the third quarter.
I don't agree with that at all.
And which game?
What the fucking under that I took last week?
Ohio State?
College. Yeah, well, Ohio State was 6-3 in the fucking third quarter.
No, I don't.
No, the Big Ten, maybe, but. Yeah, most of the other ones, I mean, there has been score. I think, don't you drag my college sports into this pro sport mayhem.
It's trash.
Don't you dare try to do that. That is sacrilege. That'll get you banned from Stay Cashin.
Listen,
Evan Hand.
I call it how I see it, Tommy G.
You've watched 3 college games already.
And they've all gone under.
Oh, I mean, your sample size is 3 of 6,000. Evan Hand, how was your weekend? As Rackets tells us about college football, watching 2.5 games. And he didn't even watch those 3 games. He watched a piece of those 3 games.
I watched a piece of them. I saw it was 3-3. I was like, I'm out. Give me
I'm just going off the top since Friday. 55-17, 56-14, 66-24,
45-19,
35-32, 31-24, 34-3,
37-34 in Washington,
30-24, 31-16,
Arizona 34, UCLA 28, 42-7, 36-34, 38-31, 35-32, and Navy threw up 32 points. Get out of here, Rackets. Bashing our college sports. How dare you? By the way, skullfuck Saturday in college football. That was for sure. How you doing, Evan Hand? How was your weekend?
I'm doing pretty good. Got a pretty bad case of the Mondays today, but we're still surviving.
I think we all do. I think we're all a little down and out today. Why is that?
It's just a Monday, man. It's just a weird Monday. Weird Monday.
I agree. Me and Bill already got in a fight this morning for no reason. Rackets is yelling about college football. Everything's a little bad. Maybe we're entering retrograde. Who knows what's going on? Anyway, we got some headlines. I think a few people got murdered in Virginia. I'm sure you want to talk about that.
Yeah, there was a mass shooting in Virginia on a bus after a field trip going to see a play in D.C. A former college football player of Virginia shot 3 other college football players and then 2 other people. So that's news.
I mean, so 2 things with that. Bill, do you consider a guy killing 3 former teammates a mass shooting?
No.
I don't either. Everyone's calling it a mass shooting. I think a mass shooting, because this is a murder, right? This is a multiple, what do they call it, Bill? You watch all the murder shows. What is this? When there's multiple victims in a murder.
Serial killer?
A multiple homicide, or there's a name for it. But this would be the same as like he had intent, obviously, right? He went after 3 players. He's from the school. He played on the team. I don't know. I wouldn't consider it a mass shooting per se. But
it's just by definition, it's over 4
right.
Over 4
well,
and
and keep in mind they changed that definition. They changed that definition about 10 years ago to increase the number of mass shootings. Keep in mind that is a fact. I don't know what it was before. I know it was higher though. I know they've lightened the term mass shooting to make everything count as a mass shooting. But either way, 3 people died. So he killed 3 people and wounded 2 others, I think.
Yeah, the 3 were football players, and then the 2 other ones I'd assume weren't football players, so they're not releasing the identity.
And this kid still goes to school there, if I'm not mistaken, right? Isn't he like?
I read the article. I didn't see if he still went to school.
It said ex-football player, but I think he's still in school there, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I didn't spend too much time reading it. I really woke up a little hungover and wasn't really in the mindset to go research murder, which I normally am. I usually do love researching murder. What about you, Rackets? You going to take on this?
Not at all.
Not at all. Nice. Great input.
I can talk for a minute if you want me to.
All right, if you got anything to say on it. If not, definitely no.
No.
Bill, have you looked into this story much?
Not at all.
I didn't even hear about it until Evan.
I mean, obviously, you guys just turn the mics on and just start talking. That's great.
Virginia,
3 football players got murdered by another kid fucking over the weekend.
Does Virginia even have a football team?
Yes, they do have a football team.
I mean, and somebody got killed. I mean,
meanwhile, you're worried about people getting
happens
murdered.
every fucking day, bro. I live fucking 10 minutes away from the murder capital of the world. Think I care about 3 stupid football players who got shot? No. My own fucking problems.
There we go. Next time Bill cries about a murder in New York City and wants me to research it, and I tell him the same thing he just told me, I get to throw it back in his face. Yeah, I mean, listen, people are fucking retarded. That's really all you can say on that. What else we got here, E? We got that FTX shit going on. I know you're big in crypto. I know we talked about it on Friday, Brady's involvement. It seems more information keeps leaking out over the weekend, little by little. Howie brought it up, and Bill, I don't even think me and you were fully cognizant of what was going on in that situation until Howie brought it up. We didn't know mercy and didn't even have it on the topic list, so we'll have to talk about it on the next one. But turns out that FTX situation.
Well, it didn't happen until after.
No, I think it happened like the day. I think it happened Thursday, right? When did it happen?
No, but they filed for bankruptcy that day.
Right, but I think it might have been out. We just recorded early in the morning, so I think it was already out.
Yeah, but the whole story wasn't out or anything.
Well, I didn't know much about it. E, what's your updates on it?
I mean, a lot of this stuff fuels your conspiracy. This is Stay Cash. This is no Stay Cash and Mercy or something going on here, because we were obviously we're talking pre-show about it, and a lot of people are saying that this Sam Bankman-Fried guy is now the new Epstein, and he's selling his $40 million mansion in the Bahamas, and that was the new capital, and that's like the island that Epstein had, and now you're saying that was Tom Brady's way of getting the adrenochrome to drink the blood.
That's how Tom Brady was getting the baby blood to stay young. There we go. It all ties.
It's entirely possible.
I mean, listen, someone in the chat said the girl in the FTX situation is just about the hottest chick in existence.
I'll find a picture of her.
Definitely. But yeah, they had like an orgy mansion, right, which celebrities would go to. The most interesting part of this is, Bill, we've been complaining and crying and yelling about the fucking bullshit money going to Ukraine nonstop, right? And it turns out the FTX dude was the second biggest donor to the Democratic Party in the world. Second to George Soros. Okay, let's just put that into perspective. So he was second to George Soros. And they found that there was I think I sent you the thing, Bill, that the Ukrainian government was the second largest country of transferring donation funds into crypto. And it was found that the Ukrainian government was sending crypto back to the Democratic Party. So basically what was happening was we were printing money, sending it to Ukraine. This dude, we were spinning it into US dollars and sending it back to the fucking Democrats for investments in FTX. It's a crazy story going on here that is going to continue to unravel. And I'm fairly certain Brady is going to be dead in the middle of it, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tom Brady. He's an untouchable though, so he'll find the baby blood from somewhere else, I'm sure.
I didn't even know people could do what Anthony just did in the chat.
Yeah, that's our second super chat of all time.
We even
shout out
have
Anthony.
that?
Yeah.
Anthony
people
Bailey
can donate all the time.
I didn't even know people could donate. Guys, give us money. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, $5.
He said, hungover Monday, first cold weather day in the Northeast of the winter. Seasonal depression has arrived. Let's hit some bets. $4.99. Anthony Bailey, friend of the family. Bill, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the first cold day of the year.
It was a little cold the other day.
No, this is the first wake up cold day. I think
it's freezing up here.
Yeah, I think this is the first winter has definitely arrived. So Anthony Bailey, give that man a free week.
Yeah, there you go, Anthony.
Give him a free week, Evan. I didn't even know we had super chat. So DM whoever you have to, Anthony. You're coming on the 4th.
Bill, not me.
Yeah, DM Bill. What else we got in headlines here?
Brandon Cooks stripped of his captaincy of the Houston Texans.
I mean, how is Brandon Cooks a captain of the Houston Texans, Bill?
Well, I mean, who else would be? That team sucks.
Well, you shouldn't even have a guy. You got to make a lineman or someone who's going to be there for 10 years. I mean, literally, the funniest part is that it took till today to strip Brandon Cooks of his captaincy, Evan. So you're telling me last week when he said he wasn't playing for the team ever and is sitting out in town, he was still the captain. It took till today.
They claim that's the reason why they stripped him of it, but he was bitching. He's been bitching for a minute.
I mean, he just got stripped today, you're telling?
Yeah, today or yesterday.
Yesterday.
I mean, but not last week. That's all I need to know.
It was yesterday before the game.
All right, so he was still the captain last week as he was bitching about everything. and sitting out the season and demanding a trade. Cool. Awesome. Great job, Texans. Great job. So breaking news, Brandon Cooks is no longer the captain of the Houston Texans, for those who didn't know. Evan, anything else?
Yeah, just the last thing. A man who tweeted that the Raiders are a horrible team or that they look like shit, and a man who is now the head coach of a professional football team who nobody on the staff has ever called an NFL play before, just beat the worst team in football. Jeff Saturday.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Tommy G. You want to talk shit about Jeff Saturday last week?
Oh, time out. Let's talk about this, Joey Rackets, because I knew you were going to come in hot. That I was the only one who played Jonathan Taylor in DFS and said on the show that I was starting him, and you pussied out.
I switched it.
And you pussied out. So let's see who had more confidence in the Colts this week. I picked him in our pick'em pool. I started Jonathan Taylor, played him 100%, and told thousands of subscribers, and you pussied out.
I did play him.
I did tell everybody that Matt Ryan was starting because Jeff Saturday hated Ellinger and that he would never start him. And Matt Ryan started out of the blue.
Yeah, and we talked last week, and everybody, the three Musketeers over here, were talking to me about how Jeff Saturday's never fucking coached and never called a game or whatever. Yeah. How much did that matter yesterday?
The Raiders fucking suck. That's not a real team.
They played a 2-win team.
Yeah, I understand that, but they did what they were supposed to do. Like they protected Matt Ryan except for one play. They made a hole for Jonathan Taylor. They ran the football. They played defense. This is the team that they were supposed to be all season long.
This team got shut out by the Saints 24-0 and lost to the Jaguars the week before.
I was on the Jaguars the week before too, but
this is a bad football team.
I completely
maybe
understand
because
that.
Jonathan Taylor has had weeks off. And he was actually fresh.
Listen. Only one of us had confidence in Jonathan Taylor. I had him as my highest exposed running back on the round table. To everyone's decree, Scarface I'm gonna get in that ass, Scarface. I know you're here. And Scarface had a good pick too with Jacobs, who ended up going 78 and a touchdown, 6 for 28. But Scarface owes me a fucking steak dinner right now for Jonathan Taylor out producing.
That wasn't the best call of the weekend though.
What was?
Maybe a little. So since I've been killing NBA props and probably have lost one out of the last 15.
You have been on very on fire. The Lillard call.
We needed one Luka Doncic steal and one Damian Lillard turnover, and they were playing each other. And I told Hoffman on the chat, Lillard's going to come down the court and throw the ball away, and Luka's going to come, steal it, and score. And about 10 minutes later, guess what happened? Lillard came down the court, threw it to Luka. Luka steals and scores. We cash them both.
That was the craziest and funniest thing of the weekend, for sure, by far. Another crazy funny thing that's going on this weekend is that some kid has fucking, $10 to win fucking $500,000 or some shit. What's that bet he has?
135,000 left on 110 rushing yards tonight.
That's not even the story though. The story is his birthday was 2 days ago, and he's already hit one for $30K.
He won 25. He won 25,000 last night on.
Yeah, he's already paying 25K on a different parlay, and he's got this one for 135.
I think he's in time trap.
He needed CMC last night to cash.
And when I fell asleep, CMC had missed 2 opportunities to score. So I was kind of low-key watching it, seeing if that kid's going to win. And then I woke up to see he scored a touchdown.
He needs 110 rushing yards from Miles Sanders tonight.
So now the question is, do we ride him as a time traveler, Rackets? Because I know you've been vocal about time traveling on our Rupp and Rackets. Wasn't Bill on that show?
I think he was. He was. One of you guys was saying that it didn't really matter. I don't think it was you, Tommy.
I was telling you that you're burying the lead, that you're just assuming time travel's real.
I do.
Right, so which is cool. So if we are, and then Rackets said there's rules in time travel where you can't go and bet on certain things. I think we were talking about the Powerball or whatever.
The lottery.
Do you tell the potential time traveler on Miles Sanders today, or in Bill's mind, does Faction Duel get involved and make sure it doesn't happen so this kid can't win $140,000? Bill, do I speak properly for you that you think Faction Duel would get involved?
They offered him 20-something.
Yeah, I was gonna say he DM'd them or they DM'd him
He
and offered.
DM'd them.
He DM'd them. Okay.
He wasn't getting a cash out.
and they gave him a cash out in the DM of 21,000. I've
One
never
time,
in my
I've never heard of that.
never in my life have I ever seen a cash out in a DM.
Because you guys aren't good gamblers and you guys don't know.
No, we know they offer cash outs. You have to email them and ask for one.
Yeah, you will. I mean, in case you didn't know, also you could
Obviously,
go.
I didn't know.
You could go to FanDuel with a ticket, with a paper ticket, and ask for a cash out at the window. Also,
That I knew you could do, but I've never seen
so
online.
You assumed that you could do that, but you couldn't just.
Well,
ask.
You have to do that with a cash ticket because there is no cash out.
You ask for money to be changed from casino to.
Right, no, I get all that, but
you can ask for anything you want.
Of course you could ask for it, but the bottom line is this. The reason I know you could do it at the window is because when you get that ticket, there's never going to be a cash out that pops up. So you can go ask for it. Usually gets declined. You could ask for it. Online, they already offer you the cash out. So if they were going to offer you a cash out, why wouldn't they just offer it on the online ticket?
They weren't offering him one.
And then they decided to offer him one?
Yeah, because he asked.
That seems sketchy.
That's crazy. That's weird, dude.
I mean, I've never seen it in a DM before.
That's weird. That's weird. Very weird. Well, we know I never cash out anything. But we know now to fucking DM them if you have a cash out opportunity. So which is it, Rackets? I'm going to have Evan break the tie. Rackets, are you betting Miles Sanders over 110 today?
I don't think I'm betting it, but I
mean, you can't believe he's a time traveler and not bet the over.
I don't.
One of those is retarded.
I really don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't know.
Are you going to just play it safe and bet the 68.5?
I'm probably not going to touch it at all.
Wow. I mean, I feel like you got to make a play on this one right or the other. Bill, what are you doing?
I'm with him.
I'm going time traveler. I think he's time traveler. And I think if they fuck him, they're going to fuck him like 10, 20 yards short. So I think he'll get the 68.5.
Well, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go one better also. I mean, while we're talking about bets, I'm just going to release one right out of the fucking
bang,
jump.
coming in hot.
Miles Sanders over 16.5 longest rush.
That I like.
So if he gets anywhere near that 110, he has to have one over 16.5, or it's going to be just Miles Sanders all night long getting 5 yards of carry.
Yeah.
So don't think that's going to happen. So over 16.5 on FanDuel, Miles Sanders, longest rush of the game, or longest rush for him, over 16.5 yards. Basically just following a play from
Time Traveler. I mean, that's it. And the reality is that's a great bet, Bill, which is crazy that it comes from such a stupid man. But that is a phenomenal bet because you can get the 16.5 even if he runs for 18 yards and gets hurt on the first play. Like, you can actually hit that without needing the 110 or the 68.5.
And he's a squirrely little man, too.
Squirrely little man. He's a squirrely little man.
He zooms a lot.
He does hit the L1 and R1 button a little bit. Sometimes he'll hit the B button. He's a zoomer, as Bill said. This is a fantastic analysis from the great Bill Rupp. Yeah. He's gone over it in his last 2 games. He's gone over it in 3 of his last 5, 16.5. Hasn't caught a ball in like a month. I don't know why. I have him on my fantasy team. I don't think he fucking catches passes anymore. But I like it, Bill. Cosign. Check. I'm in. I'm right with you. I'm right with you and the time traveler. Never thought I would wake up on a Monday morning deciding that I'm going to tell Bill Rupp a time traveler, but here we are. Rackets, I'm disappointed in you again. He believes in time travel, Bill. Says it 100% certain and doesn't tell the time traveler. Believes in the Colts, thinks they're going to win, and doesn't bet Jonathan Taylor. I mean, what is wrong with this kid?
I got yelled at for betting Jonathan Taylor
He bet Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, you got yelled at last time because he fucking sucked last time, and it was a bad situation.
He bet him for like the first 4 weeks of the season when he was getting like 25.
And he kept betting him every week when they were losing by 30.
And now he doesn't bet him.
And in the week I jump out, of all people, Bill, I haven't bet Jonathan Taylor, played him, or talked about the Colts. I fucking took the Colts in the fucking pick'em pool, bet Jonathan Taylor, and I get lit up to start the show.
Maybe you didn't get lit up yet for the Broncos.
Broncos is coming, I'm sure. That's why I'm not letting you get the Colts.
Maybe
Rackets chance of letting you get the Colts if I got the Broncos coming.
Maybe Rackets is the running back mush. I mean, because he bet on Henry, and Henry had probably the worst game he's ever had in history.
I didn't bet Henry. I had him in DFS too.
I mean, everyone bet Henry. I will take credit for that. So I came in saying that
8 carries for 16 yards in the first half. Fuck you, Vrabel. That's fucking Vrabel's
fault. He had
fault.
19 for 53. So he averaged 2.7 yards per carry.
Disgusting.
So the Broncos game, I did come in very high on the Broncos this week. Very high on Russell Wilson. So although I will get roasted right now because they lost to the Titans, so I do believe are a good football team at home. I'm not going to take full roast because I had a max bet on Russell Wilson over 225, in which he beat that by 61 yards. So we made plenty of money. He actually destroyed it. He beat it by 30%. So Russell Wilson did look a little bit better in the game. He got sacked about 47 times, I think, 46 times, somewhere in that ballpark. It was a coming to life moment, but yeah, they lost. So Rackets have the stage.
They lost, but they didn't lose the way that I thought that they were going to lose. I thought 8 carries for 16 yards in the first half when you have Derrick Henry is insane. That it's not like the first half got out of control. It's not like it got away from them. They were running the ball on first down, and then Tannehill was throwing on second and third down the entire game. Tannehill being healthy was the worst thing for that team. And yes, they ended up winning the game, but it took them so far out of their game plan that they were trying to throw the ball on the Denver Broncos, which we talked about on Friday. On Friday. You don't fucking do. You don't throw the ball on the Broncos. You run the ball on the Broncos. So they won the game by default, and they shouldn't have even won it. But we had the Titans in the under as a parlay. It was plus 220, I think. The under was fucking easy. Nobody was scoring in that game, and it was basically a race to 17, and it finished 17-10. But you can't have Derrick Henry and only give him 8 carries in the first half in a 1-score game. That's fucking ludicrous.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is, like I said on the Roundtable show, I didn't like Derrick Henry this week at all for DFS because I don't like Derrick Henry playing teams off a bye. I feel like when you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team that does one thing well, you can focus on that one thing and figure out a way to take Henry out of the ballgame. If you got 5 days, different story. But if you have 2 full weeks, pretty much. I thought Denver would control him. I thought Denver would hold them low. I just thought Denver would score more points. But at least Russ did something. He almost threw for 300 yards at least, but no, not good. Definitely taking an L on this one. I thought Russ was going to come out and throw for 320 and 3, and they were going to put up some points. But Denver's dead. They're done.
How about them Giants?
How about them Giants, Bill? What do you think?
I was wrong on them.
They need Odell Beckham Jr. right now.
No, that's literally.
You said no 2 weeks ago.
That is literally the last thing they need.
No, they don't. They need a number 1 wide receiver.
Yes, but they don't need Odell Beckham.
Yes, they do.
Bill, okay.
He would bring fire.
You sound like Mike Francesa. He would
bring fire.
This is the take of a New York sports talk.
He would bring fire.
You heard this on the radio from fucking Mad Dog or someone. Racket's gonna die, I think.
I will spit coffee all over my fucking computer.
This is fucking Rupp Francesa right here. Like there will never be a dumber statement said in the history of Stay Cashin than what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, I think there would be.
You
touting Allen Robinson at the beginning of the year is
no, that's Matt Stafford's fault. That's not Allen Robinson's
receivers in football.
How about me tatting Amon-Ra St. Brown? How about me tatting all the fuck guys that are winning us leagues?
Let's go back to New Orleans also, where you touted them and your stupid receiver,
Michael
who I
Thomas.
told you would never play football again because he sucked.
He was good the first 3 weeks.
Sucks. That whole team sucks.
How about me taking having fucking Pollard in every single fucking league because Zeke, you drafted Zeke.
Let me tell you something.
Zeke sucks.
And then you made another
what
dumb
about Zeke?
comment.
Eat Zeke.
And then you made another dumb comment
Eat your L on
Friday.
Zeke. Eat your L on Zeke.
After I made the best bet.
Eat your L on Zeke.
After I made the best bet in the history of Stay Cashin and of 4 Deep with fucking Tampa Bay to win the division. Friday, you said, I think I'm going to take New Orleans to win the division. And they look real fucking good. Take them, you fucking nerd.
How about my 3 props, my 3 biggest max bet? I put 3 max bet win total props in. Bills over 11.5. That's going to hit even with Josh Allen being hurt.
Oh,
Vikings
really?
over 8.5. I think I hit Vikings 8.5 by week 10.
First of all, the Bills aren't guaranteed to hit.
That's what I said. It's going to hit. It didn't hit. Vikings already hit, and Colts already hit on the under. Those are my 3 biggest bets coming into the year.
What was the Colts?
Colts under 10.5 wins. That ain't fucking it. They lose one more game, it's over.
They're gonna beat the Phillies. They're gonna beat Philly on
Friday.
Sunday.
I just need 1 loss.
You're gonna beat Philly on Sunday.
And Falcons over 4.5 wins. Come on, easy money, easy money. Let's go, Bill. What do you think of the reason I don't like the Beckham thing, Bill? Is because the reason the Giants are winning right now is strictly coaching and chemistry. And the worst thing you could do to break up this team is to put a cancer like Odell Beckham.
Tommy, they're beating shitty teams. They have no receiver.
Yeah, but every team is shitty, Bill.
They're going to have no receiver when they
Bill,
play
I
one of
get
these
it.
good
You need a
teams,
receiver,
bro.
but you don't need Odell Beckham. He's the worst thing that can happen to that team. They're
You
living...
said the exact same thing last year. You're getting me pissed, bro.
No.
You're getting me pissed.
Yes. He never
No,
played for...
shut up. You
Bill,
said
you're
the
lying
same
right
thing
now.
against the Rams.
You're fucking lying.
Don't you fucking tell me that.
Bill, I told
Don't
you...
you point at me.
I told you he's a cancer, and when he was behaving, I said he's behaving because he's on a new team trying to get a ring. Next year's the year he's going to go crazy. You don't bring him back to the Giants. That's the scene of the crime. If Odell Beckham went to the Jets, he'd probably be fine for 7 games. If Odell Beckham went to the Colts, he'd probably be fine for 7 games. If Odell Beckham goes to the Giants, it's anarchy.
No, it's not.
Can't send him back. To
Bro,
where
he's
he
a different guy,
Get
bro.
the
He's
fuck outta
older.
here.
He's older. He's a
He's
different
fucking
person.
2 years older. Get the
Oh,
fuck
you were
outta
wrong last year when you said it about the
Fuck
Rams. You said
outta
the
here.
same thing was going to happen.
If you think Odell should go to the Giants,
They
you're an
won the
idiot.
Super Bowl.
Were they the scene of the crime?
Holy shit.
New York is the scene of the crime.
Mike Constantino is in the chat and says Sanders will not get to 100. Washington good versus the run.
Oh, shut up. What is that? It's a time traveler. Who's
Tell
looking
Mike.
at numbers.
Tell Constantino that.
Who's looking at numbers? It's a time traveler. Who brings numbers up when discussing time travel? That kid's not looking at stats. The time traveler. Who are his other bets? Who are his other bets on that ticket? Do you have it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was what's his name?
I guarantee you 90% of the bets on that ticket, anyone analyzing the analytics of it would have been like, that's never happened.
Let me see.
That's never happened.
Let me go to
That's
his
never
hashtag.
happened. You can't go fucking $100 or $10 to win 140.
It was Fields over 120 or 115 rushing. I know that.
Claypool.
Like that's an insane bet by itself. Like why would you even
Right, that's what I'm
parlay
saying.
that?
Like
Well, they were
these
all
years.
600s, Rackets.
Yeah,
all
all
plus
plus
600s.
700. Right.
He had Bears and Fields over 62.5 rush yards. Claypool over 2.5 receptions plus
No,
370.
that's not the bet. No.
Yeah. And by the way, check mark for me on Claypool. Everyone loves Claypool on the way. What was it? Keep going. Whoever was reading it. Bill, was it you?
That's not right. The
It's
one
on
did
his
have a-
hashtag.
No, it's not
No,
right.
not the hash. We're talking about the time traveler.
Talking about the time traveler bet.
So you're reading Mike's-
I
yeah,
just had
no,
it up.
time traveler.
Fields 110 yards. Jeff Wilson 80 plus yards. Najee Harris 80 plus yards.
Wilson wasn't even supposed to like. Fuck.
Jonathan Taylor 125 plus yards. And Miles
That's
Sanders
great.
110 plus.
Actually,
He
they're
must have
not
been a roundtable subscriber because
Yeah,
I
I
was
was gonna
touting
say
Jeff
that.
Wilson.
That's not a crazy. I think all of us had that one of those. At least I had Jonathan Taylor.
And they all went over by like
Yeah.
20, 30 yards. Like
My
none of them-
problem was I
He's a
fucking
subscriber?
thank God. Is he a subscriber? Check that. Yeah, I thought they were gonna be like weird, obnoxiously crazy shit. I actually wanted to put the bet in, and I couldn't find him on the list. Jonathan Taylor to lead the week in rushing. I figured it'd be like plus 3,000, and I would have been very angry when Saquon topped him by like 5 yards.
Well, no, Justin Fields had 147.
And Barkley at 152. I think Taylor at 147, right?
No, Taylor had 140, I think.
Imagine.
I don't know. I mean, you might be right. He might have had a couple more after that. I saw 140.
No, Taylor had 140.
Did he
Okay.
have 140? Okay. I mean, that would have made me even more mad than quarterback fucking beat him out. Jesus.
Bro, this Fields character is fucking insane, bro.
Guys, it's
All
what we
he
said
can
from the
do-
beginning.
All he could do is run.
He's
That's
terrible at quarterback. Everyone's like,
Terrible.
Tommy, you were wrong. No, I wasn't. He's terrible at quarterback. He's an atrocious quarterback.
If he didn't run for 150 rushing yards, he had
But
fucking
he-
158 passing yards.
They're running the wing T option. They're running the triple option 3 running back system. That's
So,
all it is. He's
the
not a
only-
quarterback. He's
so
a
what I'm-
running back. They would have won the game if he was a quarterback.
My
He's fucking
two things-
trash.
My 2 things I'm pissed about is he sucks because I did have the Bears yesterday in a parlay. He sucks.
Completed 12 passes.
Yeah, he can't throw the ball.
He sucks.
He's got to run just every time.
Right, which he should,
And-
because it's unstoppable when quarterbacks run.
And that game last night, the Dallas game, I've never ever. I mean, I shouldn't say never ever because it happens all the time.
Never have
But
ever.
these fixes in the NFL have to fucking stop. Or what Rackets and I did yesterday is you have to jump on the fix because you see it coming, bro. because that was ridiculous last night.
Packers,
And
bro.
if you think about it, no, they weren't going to let Aaron Rodgers lose again. If Aaron Rodgers lost again last night, he was done. And I know everybody at home is like, oh, they don't fix, blah, blah, blah. Bro, that
Yes, they do.
that
With a
drive
two-time
in-
MVP, yes, they do.
That drive in overtime was ridiculous. They had the ball, Cowboys driving down the field, Pollard getting 15 yards at a clip, and they call a bullshit hold. Then they don't call the pass interference when the guy's on his back.
Well, the 2 holds, honestly. 2 holds.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, there's
Like,
two
come
plays in a row they called a hold.
on. Bro, if all my money wasn't still tied up, I had put money on the 1,000 and the 550. I would have fucking put everything else in overtime when it went. It was like plus 110 when Dallas had the ball. I would have put every fucking dollar I had on that because you knew what was happening.
I said in the chat it was plus. They were plus 1,100 when they were down 2 touchdowns, and they had the ball right at midfield. I'm like, the Packers plus 1,100 right now. I understand the offense isn't great, but that's a fucking bad line, dude. And sure enough, they went right down the field. They scored. It's a 7-point game, and then it's plus 200. And then you're like, okay, well, if you're not going to take the 1,100, you're not going to take the 200.
550 Rackets because I got it again. I got it at 550.
You got a 550 after that touchdown?
After they scored.
Oh wow! I didn't even see the 550. I saw it at 2.
Dallas got the ball and it went up to 550. It actually got up to 600, but I got 550.
I saw it at 200 when they were getting the ball back, and I was like, well, I mean, if you didn't take 1,100, you're not going to fucking take 200. And then they went down. Game's tied with 2 minutes to go, and it's like that was one of the easier bets of the day, and it's only because the line was so bad that like.
And when it went back down to like plus 115, I had a little bit of money left still.
Listen.
I parlayed it with the Niners.
Listen.
Well, I was all in on that.
I'm kind of looking at the chat and saying, Cowboys guys, I had no dollars on that game at all. I had 0 money on anything but Dalton Schultz.
Mike McCarthy kicking that field goal was insane.
I had Dalton Schultz. That was it. So my bet was already in the bank. I didn't care who won. I had no interest in who won. I was on fucking hour 38 of being awake on a voice chat. I think I might have fallen asleep even by that point on the voice chat. Didn't care at all. That game was 100% fixed. If you did not watch that game, I had no dog in the fight. I was watching it going, holy shit, they're not going to let Rodgers lose this, are they?
Not letting Rodgers lose this game.
And then it went to overtime, and then they had the holding penalty on the 20-yard run, and I'm like, wow, they're calling that back. And then they did the pass interference, I'm like, wow. And then they did the holding again. I'm like, wow, this is good. Then McCarthy fucking goes
What
for
is
it
he doing on 4th and 4?
Instead of fucking kicking a field goal from like 48 yards, it wasn't even like a 60-yarder. I think they were at like, what, the 34-yard line or something?
They were in the 30s.
It's like a 52-yard field goal or something like that.
Someone in the chat said 53.
53?
Tommy, the announcer said, "Oh, well, McCarthy's going for it right now."
The wind. Meyer is one of the best kickers in all of football. He has 70-yard leg. I've watched him kick a 70-yarder in practice. There's no way Meyer can't kick a 53-yarder into the wind.
Whoever was doing the commentary on the game, they were like, McCarthy's going for it on 4th and 4. So it's so that if they miss the field goal, that they did not give Rodgers the ball at the 40-yard line. I'm like, if you don't get the fucking 4th and 3, you're giving Rodgers the ball at the 40-yard line. What's the difference? What's the fucking difference?
Fucking 7 yards, dude.
Dude, you got to kick that there. I'm sorry. You got one of the best kickers in all of football. I mean,
and then you have Lazard just running right down the middle of the field like nobody's tackling him. It's like, okay, well, this game's fucking over. Like, they're not even going to run another play.
We were watching. I bet the under 46.5 yards in the fucking Atlanta game the other day with Co. And fucking dude came out on Carolina, dropped a 52-yarder in my ass. With 35-mile-per-hour winds and a rainstorm. I mean, stop. I don't care if there was a little wind blowing in his face. Like, you kicked that fucking field goal right there. And McCarthy's a piece of shit. I mean, he's a garbage person. This is why he loses.
Regardless if you kick that field goal or not, I mean, who cares? That's not even the point. The point was they weren't letting Rodgers lose that.
I don't think McCarthy rigged it. The refs were in on it. The refs were rigged
100%. The NFL was all over that. And guys, you ever at home, they don't do it.
Iconic says 1,000% you fell asleep on chat. People say I was snoring. Iconic, you left me. That's why I fell asleep, because you left. You went on a 20-minute fucking run to go howl at the moon, and you fucking never came back.
Did anybody?
Ghosty Buns passed out. I was by myself.
Then I wake up. And then
Iconic.
Then I get up in the afternoon. Tommy's gone. And it's the bucket show.
Bucket, yeah, that's it.
The bucket show on our voice.
At least someone picked it up. Fucking, Rackets ain't gonna fucking do it. Bill was pissed off. Fucking,
Rackets
at least
was
our
nowhere.
subscribers
Rackets
carried
wasn't
the
even
torch.
around yesterday.
Well, Rackets never around. Fucking, at least the subscribers carried the torch on the final hours of the time.
Iconic tagged me at like 5 o'clock. He's like, "Come in, it's me and Bucket." I'm like,
It was
"The
him and
fuck outta
Bucket.
here."
It was iconic.
It was me,
Bucket.
him, and Bucket before that. Bucket's bad. Everyone's fired.
Did any of you guys see the JJ Watt thing?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody tweeted at JJ Watt yesterday and said they blew that play dead. He had a parlay with the Arizona defense for a touchdown score. Says they blew that play dead, but you would have walked in the end zone, should have won $1,000, want to help a brother out. And he tweeted at JJ Watt. JJ Watt tweets back at him. He says, "Yeah, you got screwed. We both did. I got you. DM me your address." JJ Watt just paid him his parlay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's cool.
Awesome.
Plus 36.30 on the parlay. He had Arizona Cardinals money line, James Conner touchdown, Arizona defense anytime touchdown score, $27 to win. I don't know however much, right around 1,000. And JJ Watt paid him. That's cool.
JJ Watt's the best. I mean, Albert Pujols and JJ Watt should just run for president. Like, I would vote for a Pujols Watt ticket or a Watt.
That's awesome.
Probably Watt Pujols.
JJ Watt, good dude.
Right, Pujols signing jerseys, giving fucking jerseys to fans, fucking doing all the extra things, telling the fan to keep the home run ball, that big, gigantic home run he hit. Was it his 600th or whatever he hit? Or he told the fan to keep it and probably needs it more than he does. I mean, just good dudes. There's a couple good dudes in the NFL. The funny thing is, there's so many pieces of shit in the NFL that anytime anyone does anything good, you move them to like Mount Rushmore status.
Yep,
you know?
100%.
What Watt just did is awesome, for sure. What Pujols did was awesome, but it was normal 30 years ago. Maybe not.
How many athletes get those DMs and say you cost me $1,000 parlay and they're like, "Oh, yo, fuck you."
Oh, I said,
you know what I mean?
Fuck your fantasy team.
Yeah, fuck your fantasy team. I don't give a shit about that. I mean, it's cool if somebody actually does care once in a while.
Yeah, I gotta get a drink now, Bill. Let's go to the next game here. Bill, what's the game you're most passionate about? You want to talk about for 2 minutes?
From yesterday?
Yeah.
Bills Vikings. We have to.
Bills Vikings. Well, I want to be involved in that one.
That game was fucking insane, bro.
Josh Allen.
All right, go start there. I'll be right back.
Lost that game for them.
Josh Allen's got to stop turning the ball over every time he touches the ball.
Tommy said it yesterday. He's regressing big time. I don't know if it's his injuries or what's going on.
I'll tell you what it is. He's Superman, dude. Like, Tommy was calling him Superman for fucking like almost a year now, and that's what he's doing. Because he's so used to being able to roll out and fire that ball and put it on Diggs, on Dawson Knox, on fucking Gabe Davis right in the chest, and they catch it, that he just does it now. And then when it bounces off of Dawson Knox's chest and gets intercepted, now all of a sudden we have a bunch of turnovers because he was scoring touchdowns like that the last 2 years.
Yeah, but some of these passes are just going right to the defense.
Oh, no, I completely 100% agree. Like the one in the early in the game against the Jets last week where he just threw it right to whoever.
Sauce Gardner.
Josh Allen's hurt, guys.
And I don't think that fumble at the end of the game was his fault. You know, that goal line thing. I don't think that was
that interception though was right to him.
He's hurt
in overtime.
But because that snap and everything, that's a tough situation to be in.
Here's why I'm not on that with you, Tommy, because if he actually was hurt to the point where he was detrimental to the team, if you're
I wouldn't say he's detrimental to the team. I think he's fine to play. I think there's a lot of pain because you see him keep going to it. I think there's pain, but he's playing through it. But I'm saying this is going to hurt. If he keeps playing like this instead of just healing and getting better, it's going to hurt them come playoff time.
Well, obviously, he was a last-second decision because he didn't come out for early warm-ups.
He wasn't out for warm-ups at all.
If Josh Allen is up to like 10 minutes before game time before you decide if he's okay to play, then he shouldn't be playing. You're fucking 6-2. He's your franchise. If it's that close, there's no way you're a time traveler physician. If it's that close, sit him down.
See, the issue with that is, though, the reason why he played yesterday, with the Chiefs winning, I think they have the number one home field advantage throughout the playoffs now. They locked that up. They're not locked it up, but they moved ahead of the Bills for that, and even with the Bills having to win against them. So if you're going to play him with the intention to keep that home field advantage, and now you lose, if he's playing next week, he has to be healthy, right?
And it was freezing in Buffalo.
Oh, it was cold as fuck yesterday. It was raining. It was not good weather. It was cold. I was outside all fucking day. Not good, man. You can't force him to play on a game that you claim that you need to win to keep pace with the Chiefs. And now, not only did you lose the game, but if he actually is hurt, now you're probably going to have to sit him this week and next week to get him right. And now you're 2-3 games back. You're already 6th in the AFC. How much further down are you going to go, dude? This team was supposed to be number 1 in the league by a lot, and now they're sitting in 6th in the AFC. 6th in the AFC, and every single team in the AFC East is in the playoffs right now,
which is nuts.
6th in the AFC, they're 6-3, and they have the biggest.
but they're still in 6th seed.
Right.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Just split. What?
Can you use your outside voice?
Yeah, where's your mic?
What do you mean? Can you hear me?
Just speak normal, like I
I
can't.
am speaking normal.
You're like,
You're a little-
and I don't know.
Yeah.
You sound-
all right, well, Bill,
quiet.
my mic
You're pretty
volume just
quiet.
went down.
You sound-
when I got off then.
Yeah,
Well,
so
what
you
happened
sound
to
far
your
away
fucking,
today.
your
Bill, I just got off. It fucking probably changed over. All right, can you hear me?
That's
I
better.
think
now.
it might have
hit a
been like that
fucking
the
button.
whole time, honestly.
No,
Yeah, I
you've
hit
been
a button
low.
on my-
You've been low. You've been low the whole time, and now it's pissing me off. So now I want to say,
Right, and this is why you're a fucking asshole. Is that loud enough?
I mean,
This is
it's
why
a
you're a
little-
fucking
my
piece of
ears.
shit. Because you did this to me the other day. You fucking don't tell me anything, and then you get frustrated for 20 minutes, and the first time you bring it up to me, you yell at me like you said it 8 times. You never told me my volume was low. You may have been mad in your stupid monkey brain, but the first time you told me in my human ears, you go, can you turn your fucking volume up? Instead of just saying, Tommy, turn the volume up. Why are you yelling at me if you didn't fucking warn me?
Bill Rupp would make a great father. I do
You
it to
do
my
it
kids
all
all
the
the time. I do it to my kids
I
all the
can't
time.
read your
I'm not
mind.
finished.
Are you done? Are you
No.
done?
Yes.
Are you done?
Yes.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Are you finished?
I'm done. I said I'm done.
Okay. Just make sure the mic's a little closer to the mouth.
That's all you got to say. Say it like a human.
Okay.
Next game.
You're still a little
It
low.
was
You're
pretty
still-
low the whole
You're
time.
still a little low, dude.
Fuck your mother. Actually, not your
You
mother.
really
Fuck
are.
you. I like your
You really
mother.
are.
That's a
Now,
lot.
look,
Am I
now-
low still?
No,
No,
now
that's
you're
good.
good.
That's good. That's
Now
good.
you're
Right
good.
there.
I mean, no one fucking told me for 40 minutes.
We
The
got
thing was
the guy in
off.
chat.
It was saying headphone instead of fucking mic.
Yeah, you did sound like shit. Honestly,
I mean, why don't you tell me, fucking
Well, I mean,
producer? You're
listen,
just like fucking
You've
him.
been in the industry. Now I'm
I
getting
can't
pissed.
hear myself.
For
How am I
fucking
supposed to
40
know if I'm
years.
low?
Look at
How am I
Evan's
supposed
mic.
to know if I'm
Look
low?
at Evan's mic.
He
Your
sounds
mic
bad.
wasn't even in the
You three
picture.
fucking
He
idiots.
sounds
Where the
bad
fuck-
again.
Where was your mic? Was your mic over here? Getting up there like that.
He sounds bad again because he punched it.
How am I supposed to know if I'm low? Unless you fucking idiots tell me.
A microphone is supposed to be close. So you know what?
I hit the button and was on the headphone thing.
Have you ever been to a television show or a movie set?
I mean, those are two. No.
No, never. What,
You ever been to a
fucking
movie
loser?
set?
No, you ever see that guy holding the big mic, the boom guy? You know, when it's right above their heads? It's not 15 feet away.
Welcome to Stay Cashin, everybody.
I hate everyone here. I hate everyone here. That's all I have to say. I hate everyone here.
You sound a lot better though.
You sound
I
great.
know I
now.
do
at least we can
because
hear
three
you say
idiots
it.
didn't finally told me, "Hey Tommy, can you fix the problem?" Instead of just secretly thinking I'm telepathically understanding what you're saying. Maybe send a fucking text. Maybe write it in the fucking goddamn chat. Producer, jumping on Bill's train. Where are you?
Sitting here.
Then you're wondering, I wonder why Tommy's so low.
I just figured you didn't set up your mic today. Honestly, that was my.
Well, what I
my-
thought I did was I thought I moved it to my headphones, and so I didn't need this here. And then I looked at the button, and I guess I fucking never hit the fucking other button.
Yeah, you're definitely using computer audio through that whole thing.
So the last thing I recorded
Yeah,
was Stay
100%.
Cashin was a thing for No Mercy, the Manscaped reader, whatever. So it was still on my mic, and I forgot about that, I think. Anyway, Zen. Pretend these three aren't here. Okay, carry on. So any
Just
other
mad
games
you
you
didn't
guys?
think of Mooksketeers first.
I mean, the rest of the games were pretty much
SA games or whatever.
blowouts, you know, nothing really, no.
I mean, the Packers. You got to talk about the Packers for a second, then we'll get to some free bets.
Didn't we already go over the Packers?
Yeah, we
I mean, we
talked
went over
about
the
how
game,
rigged
but
that
I have a
was.
question. Are the Packers back now? Are they live now at 4-6? We talked about that it was fixed for Rodgers to stay in, but we got to imagine if they're fixing it for Rodgers to stay alive in the shitty NFC, are the Packers viable now to
Are the Packers
potentially
better
make
than the
playoffs?
Bears? Are the
I
Packers
mean, yeah,
better
they're
than the
definitely
Bears?
better. Yeah.
I think so too. So yes, 100%.
But are they live to make the
to
playoffs.
win they'll make the playoffs just because that division's so bad, but they're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. But I think they beat the Bears. Are the Lions going to win that division? Like,
the Vikings are going to win the division.
No, the Vikings. Okay, yeah, the Vikings are in there.
Vikings are 8-1. Vikings already won. What do you mean? Vikings are 8-1. They already won the division. It's over.
Yeah.
Are the Packers going to make a wild card?
I forgot the Vikings.
I mean, listen, you're not very smart.
No, we're not going to make the wild card.
Hold on. Right now,
won't.
in the conference, you have Philly, Vikings, Giants, Cowboys, Seahawks, San Fran.
Cowboys will be out.
Dallas, Giants, San Francisco all ahead of them, and I don't see any of them falling below them. So
Dallas falls out. Dallas is not good.
How many teams make the playoffs? They got next 6?
No, 7.
Is it still 7?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they're right there. San Fran and the Bucks are 5-4, 5-5. Washington's 4-5. They're right there. I mean, they don't need much to happen. The Seahawks come back down to earth. I mean, they got a shot.
Seahawks aren't good. They're coming back down.
Well, I mean, they already had they have the Super Bowl champs get out last night.
Mm-hmm.
So they're done. And you couldn't have Green Bay. You can't have Aaron Rodgers not in the playoff chase. So that was the win. It was either the loss would have put them out, right?
They're done with a loss.
Yeah, and 4 and 6 keeps them in the talk. So Aaron Rodgers, like he said last week or whatever, we got a home game, and then we got to win 2 at home, and then we're right back in. I did win 2 MVPs, guys.
Why not Odell to the Packers?
I mean, that's what I was saying earlier. Why hasn't Odell gone there?
Because who the fuck wants to play with that fucking dork?
I mean, it's the perfect situation.
Would you rather play I'd rather play with Aaron Rodgers than Daniel Jones.
You know, if I saw Aaron Rodgers on the street, I think
you'd get your ass kicked. I think you'd punch the shit out of him.
I would smack him.
Aaron Rodgers beat the shit out of him.
I don't fucking like him. I don't like when he goes on McAfee.
He doesn't like you on McAfee.
Stay away from McAfee. I don't fucking like you on there. You know what? And you're not coming on here either. How about that?
Like
Aaron, you're welcome on here whenever.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Please.
Well, that means I'll be out.
That would make it even better.
Every time Aaron Rodgers, even on my back, it's fucking healing.
It's even better.
My fucking knee. Look at this shit. You know, I can fucking do some squats now. I'm fucking getting good. I'll fucking see Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna fucking smack him.
You're gonna squat him?
I don't know what.
Look at the bad leg. Look at the bad leg. Wow. Fuck that. Fuck yeah.
Bill just tried to. I've never seen a grown man, Evan, try to intimidate a professional athlete by showing him that he could do squats.
Doing Pilates.
And bend his knee.
Yep.
Oh, wow. All right. That was interesting. Let's get some NBA bets here. What do we got going, boys? What do you like here, Bill?
50 minutes in.
No, you're 50 minutes in. We're gonna. I mean, I don't have that many bets today. Bill, what do we like here in the NBA? Got a bunch of games.
Like I said, I've been killing the props, and as we know, the props and everything don't come out. I don't do them in the morning because lineups change and everything else. But I do have one that I do like. I already put it out for the subs. Mason Plumlee on the Hornets, over 1.5 turnovers. He's been averaging about 2 a game, so that puts us right in with the 1.5. We got screwed yesterday. We bet Michael Porter Jr. over on his threes. He made them yesterday. That was easy. And Steph Curry had over 30.5 points. He had 27. He had 13 in the first quarter and then didn't score again for like 2 quarters and then started hitting threes and coming back. But, yeah. And then the boost on DraftKings lost. The Steph Curry 4 threes, which he's hit 4 threes in the last like 5 games, and the 4 CMC receptions. So those boosts, bro, aren't very good this season. They're getting everybody with these boosts. It's
Bill
crazy.
said Curry hadn't scored in a year or a month.
Didn't score, yeah. Rackets, 13 points in 7 minutes, I believe, and then he didn't score for a year.
A year.
Bill's like Curry hasn't scored in a month.
Yeah, it's
a long
crazy.
time.
Fucking nuts.
It is a long
But yeah,
time.
that's it for me right now with the props. Just Plumlee over.
And you'll have more of your Bill's magic props. We need to call them like your magic props or props from the future or time travel props or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad games today, like Clippers and Rockets.
Let me give you a couple that Healy has. Did he put him in the thing there, Evan?
No.
Okay, let me give you a couple Healy props. He likes Scotty Barnes all over the place today for Toronto. Scotty Barnes over 32.5 points, rebounds, and ass tits for today's game. 32.5 PRAs for Scotty Barnes, and he likes.
Pistons are just so bad. They're
they really are.
The worst teams.
They really are. It's just they can't play together. Ivy and fucking Cunningham. Terry Rozier over 2.5 3-pointers. He also likes today. So those are 2 bets from Brian Healy for the NBA. 2 free plays for you there. Let me see if Howie Dewey shot me his college basketball. Yep. So let's go NHL right now. 1 play on the ice in the NHL, but it's a lot of juice. So we're going to go Colorado -1. The Avalanche -1 in this one. And I'm actually, you know what? We could probably same game parlay this. Let me see if it'll let me do it. FanDuel's very weird with their same game parlays for hockey. Let me see if they will let me do points and assists. We're going to do my boy Mac Daddy for an assist. So McKinnon, where is he? It's so hard to find anything on here. McKinnon. All right, McKinnon points. No, I want McKinnon assist. Over 1.5. Wow, what a piece of shit. They moved him. We've been raping them on McKinnon over half an assist. They moved it to 1.5. Probably got to do it on MGM or something. McKinnon over 1. Do you see that, Evan? How often do you see a guy's assist total at 1.5?
That's a lot.
That's a lot to bet on 2 assists.
Yeah.
He fucking gets him a lot. So what I want you guys to do, it'll be easy to get on like an MGM. I'll play with it next time Bill starts talking. I want you to try and do McKinnon assist and Avalanche to win in a same game parlay. It'll probably be like -110, something like that, -115. So that would be the hockey play for today. Might have another play on the Calgary game coming up. Just waiting on a text message. So
I've got a cross sport parlay. All 3 sports tonight.
All right, I could check this on MGM while you do that. Perfect timing.
I've got the Carolina Hurricanes over the Blackhawks. Money line. I've got the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Washington Commanders. And I have the LA Clippers to beat the Houston Rockets. That comes out to +150.
You get all that, E?
Yep.
So it is the Hurricanes, the Eagles, and the Clippers. 1 pick from each sport playing tonight, and that's what I love. Yesterday, after
What's the line on that?
150.
150.
All right.
After the loss yesterday, I redid the Rangers and the 49ers, so that one, yeah. So I like that. I like that a lot.
All right. I don't see some of you are going to have to find. I don't see the opportunity to do McKinnon. I see McKinnon goal scorer on all these sites. I don't see assist, but that's what I like. So on to the next sport. Let's go over to college basketball here. No college football games today. We did the NBA and NHL, so you can move that. College bets here. I have Howie Dewey. How you doing, Howie Dewey? Likes Miami of Ohio. Let me just get the lines here for you on these games because we are on different games. I'll give you 4 college basketball bets today. You'll have to sign up for the rest. By the way, Skullfuck Saturday was a lot of fun. We absolutely fucking shit stomped college sports on Saturday. Let's see here. So we're going to go Howie likes Miami, Ohio. So that is the best line out there is +12.5. Miami, Ohio against Georgia. So we're going to take Miami of Ohio +12.5. Howie's also on. He wasn't able to be on today. He'll be on Thursday. He's also on Penn State. I'm a little worried about this one a tiny bit. He likes Penn State -5.5 against Butler today. So that line opened at 9.5. I got to check and see what
we had over the weekend. We had some good college basketball live bets. You with the Gonzaga.
I feel like we were killing everything. You North Carolina
down there, and then I put that Carolina bet. Carolina, they gave us -2.5 around the halftime. Like, what the fuck was that? Number 1 team in the country.
I mean, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy the lines that they were giving out. I mean, you got to keep an eye on it, man. The best bets to make in all the sports are college basketball in-game and college football in-game live bets. It gets so out of hand so quick because it's such a momentum sport that the crowd gets jacked up. Kids start making shots. They get all fired up and the fucking whole energy level of the arena comes to here. And then all of a sudden you get 2 North Carolina threes and everything goes.
They
It goes right off a cliff back down.
Right out the half, the second half. It went from, I put it out right before.
It's always to start the second half. You're like, oh,
2.5, and then it jumped to like 5.5, 7.5, and then it was over. That was it.
Yep. When I had Temple, I had to call on the show fucking Temple to beat Villanova. They were killing them, and then all of a sudden you saw Villanova make the run, and it was like, oh God, please hold, and it's right out of the gate. So a lot of easy money in college basketball for sure. So Howie Dewey's on Penn State and Miami of Ohio. Let me get the best lines for my 2 here. I'm going to be on DePaul. Can you hear that when it does that?
No.
Oh, you can't? Oh, that's a really cool sound. I was hoping you could hear it. I'm going to go on DePaul here. DePaul actually opened as an underdog, has flipped to a favorite on this one. DePaul is playing Minnesota at 7 o'clock. I think DePaul gets the win here. We have 85% of the money sitting here on Minnesota at the current moment, 74% of the bets, and they moved from a favorite to an underdog. Bill, you know how hard it is to flip through that 0 point, right? To go from a favorite to an underdog. That's a big move. It's a lot of money taking that. So we got 84% and 74% on Minnesota, and they just got fucking reversed, fucking banged through the 0 line to make DePaul a favorite. So I'm going to take DePaul minus 120, Evan, on this one. Give me DePaul minus 120 today in college hoops. I have another one for you. This is one Bill may like. Bill's been jumping on a lot of these bets. I got a team laying 28, Bill. What do you think about that? Great input, Bill. So we got Baylor here, minus 28 in this one. I think they absolutely, completely shit stomp Northern Colorado. I think they're up 28 by the half. I don't think this game is going to be remotely close. Northern Colorado is a bad team. We saw the line on them versus, who was it that they played and they got fucking shit stomped? Houston. Remember I told you guys I wanted to bet Houston. Houston beat them by 50, okay? Houston I watched that game. Houston was up. I think they scored 10 points or 12 points, 13 points in the whole first half of that game. And they are a very bad basketball team. They beat Texas A&M Commerce Lions. Bill, are you familiar with the Texas A&M Commerce Lions?
No, not.
No, they're a high school team. So Northern Colorado beat the Texas A&M Commerce Lions by 3. Baylor going to put that dick in this team today. So I'm comfortable with the 28. It doesn't matter what line you're getting on this 28. So they're going to fucking kill them. So I like Baylor and I like DePaul. And honestly, actually, give me 27.5, Evan. BetMGM has 27.5. Give me the half. I'm going to take it. Let's get greedy. 27.5. I'll have a bunch of college basketball games out for today. I do most of my hardcore research for college basketball about 3 hours before tip because it's impossible to find any fucking information on players until fucking 2 hours before the game. And sometimes you'll have a situation like we did this weekend where in a college football game, they announced to us that the starting receiver for Tennessee, Tillman, wasn't playing. The first report on all of Twitter was 8 minutes into the game.
Tommy, yeah, it's crazy. I think
we won the bet anyway, but
some people, Shane Vendrell. Hey, Bill, how about keep having more health issues than my 98-year-old grandmother?
Yeah.
Did your 98-year-old grandmother party for 25 straight? Like, I don't think.
She probably did.
I don't think that some of these people who sit in these weird states or whoever's just sitting at home going out for drinks on Friday night really get the grasp of what my life was for the past 40 years. Like, I don't think anybody realizes what I've done.
They see me and you limping around a grocery store like two 90-year-old men.
So.
It's like, yeah, were you ever doing blow off a hooker's ass in Tijuana?
Were you ever
by a fucking girl in the bathroom?
Exactly. Were you doing lines off private jets going to fucking Las Vegas?
They were playing
and then
Call
going
of Duty.
to Tijuana and then going
Call of
to
Duty.
Cancun. I mean, like, not just, I'm going to go out with my friends Friday night and get fucked up. No. No, that was not my life. And if I have to sacrifice some years on the back end for it, I had a great life and I'm 42 years old and I'm fucking retired. To tell your grandmother
and retarded.
Too.
And retarded.
Tell your grandmother that one too.
He said
your grandmother's collecting pension checks and you're stealing money out of her panty drawer. And tell her that one.
He said, my grandma did party across the country, and she got passed around the Rat Pack in her day.
Yeah, sure she did. Everyone, here's the thing. This is like what I say about the Bible and all. Anyone who's 90 years old could just say, I used to fuck Sinatra, and no one fucking knows. She didn't pass around her backpack. But I'm sure your grandmother's a better person than you, Shane, and all of us. So I wish your grandmother loved. And Bill is
98.
retarded.
I mean, you lived to 98. God bless you.
You're a gangster. I don't want to live to 98. I would never want to live to 98. Give me the fuck. I mean, we're out here like 7
I've got enough pains at 42.
Yeah, I've got another good 20 years. I mean, that's about it. Once I could stop fucking 25-year-old girls, I'm done. So I probably got about 10
I
years.
go to see my mom at the fucking rehab, and when I'm walking past the nursing room door, there are old people in the chair. I'm like, bro, please don't let that be me.
Yeah, no, I'm done. Shut me down at 75, 70. I'm good. Any more bets here, Bill? You like anything in college today? I have a couple more bets that I'm close to.
It is 3:10. Let's do the NFL.
Let's do the NFL and get out of here. All right. So what do we like in the NFL today? Rackets, he likes the under. Let's move on to Bill. Rackets, what do you like?
The under.
We could just put a cardboard cutout of Rackets on the show, and then whenever we go to him, go the under.
Under double results. I don't stray from things that are working.
I like Washington first half Philly game plus 800 in the under.
I mean,
that's all we got.
Philly's not a good double result team. They scored too much in the second quarter. But I was just looking at the total. It started at 44.5 is where it opened and is now sitting at 42 in some spots. There's 42.5. I see 43. It's on its way down. So I basically
that's what makes you like the under.
Yeah, a little bit. People in the chat
not just that you always bet the under.
Not that I always bet the under.
Right. You just really like it because it's moving right.
Yeah, it's moving right. It agrees with what I'm seeing, and there's 61% of the tickets on the over. So we saw the same trend with the 49ers last night. People in the chat were asking me. Originally, I had no lean on it. I didn't have any. I figured it could go either way. It took about 5 minutes of research, looked at it. It was 84% of the bets on the over, and the line dropped a point. So we took the under and cashed it easily. So.
All right. So the under. Any player props here? Who do you like for player props?
That's not my thing, Tommy. You know that. That's
research is not my thing.
Props are not my thing.
Bill, who do you like for props?
I do like the under, and I think Philly obviously wins the game.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more props on these fucking games. I mean, it's just I've got the over 16.5. I did find another play I like. Philadelphia Eagles to win, to have the most rushing yards and have the most receiving yards at plus 100.
Wow.
Win, most rushing, and most receiving. What is it?
Plus 100.
That's not bad.
I mean,
it seems very probable.
I mean, if we're gonna go with Miles Sanders, right?
I'm gonna take the Miles Sanders over. I'm just trying to find the best line here. Nothing's loading. I see 68.5. Do you see anything better than that?
No.
Miles Sanders.
I didn't look.
Rushing yards 64.5. It looks like it's sitting out there at a few places. Bet Rivers, Unibet. So let's take that. Let's go 64.5. Miles Sanders rushing yards. I'm going to side with the time traveler here. I'll probably throw in a little plus money 110 just to fucking ride with. I mean, how do you not side with a time traveler, Bill?
I'm with you.
You kind of got to side with a time traveler. If you're going to bet with anyone in betting, I think a time traveler is the best person to do it with.
Probably the best one to go with.
Yeah, I mean, but way better than anyone else. Listen, I know you want a lot of bets on this game. I intentionally slept through last night's game, and I'm probably going to put a movie on tonight. It's the only way to avoid betting on these games, going into them knowing that you're not going to fucking go near it. I mean, I do like A.J. Brown. I'll give you some leans, and then you could do with it what you want. I do like A.J. Brown to get in the end zone, plus 125. Whenever you can get plus money on a guy like A.J. Brown to score, I like that. The passing props here, I don't want anything to do with passing touchdowns. I mean, maybe Heineke over 1.5 because it's plus 200. I mean, I could see him throwing a touchdown in the middle of the game and then a touchdown late. But, I mean, this game sucks. I mean, Philly game, 10-point, 12-point spread. I don't even feel comfortable with the 13-point teaser, even though it is a good number for it. We would be getting Philly plus 1.5, Commanders plus 24.5. I think they could lose by 25.
Sorry, Tommy. Philly, the Eagles to win, the most rushing yards and the most receiving yards. It's under game specials featured on FanDuel. Plus 100.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to do the same thing I did last time with the first team touchdown. I did that on MGM. So maybe I'll do something like that, like with Jalen Hurts and no, I don't. You can't predict on what. Dude, this game sucks. Fuck it. I'm not gonna force bets on it. I'm betting nothing on it. That's the answer.
Hurts
I'm not betting on it. I'm betting Miles Sanders over rushing and AJ Brown touchdown. That's it.
Hurts rushing anymore is tough because now that they're 8-9-0, whatever they are, he's at a point where they're making the playoffs, right? They're winning the division. He doesn't need to use his feet to get those wins. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to do it. He doesn't need to put himself into that position where he's going to get hurt. So now he's running less. I mean, he's getting his stats.
I mean, honestly, if I'm going to do anything, I think the Commanders can keep this close. But again, I'm so biased on the Eagles that I don't think they're an undefeated team or worthy of being an undefeated team.
Well, I mean, it's a division game, so anything could be close. I mean, and just don't forget to take the halftime draw.
Philly is 5-3 to the over this season, 62.5%. Washington is 3-6 to the over.
I'm going to do the 13-point teaser. I think I like this. So I'm going to go, Evan, write this in. Washington plus 24.5. Eagles plus 1.5. Over 29.5. Under 55.5.
And look at Hurts rushing.
Because whenever I don't like the game and I don't like the bets, this hits. So if I don't like it, that means they're right, which means I was betting on Vegas with this.
And it's now 11.5. It just turned to 11.5 from 11.
I want 11.5, 24.5.
Since team won 90 yards, 57, 20, 38, 61, then 27, 10, and 23. No touchdowns rushing in the last 3 games. He's just doesn't need to run. So we won't see him run again until he plays a very tough team or a playoff game.
I don't mind either quarterback throwing an interception in this one too. But yeah, that's pretty it. I'm gonna do a 13-point teaser. I'm gonna do Miles Sanders rushing, and I
would prefer the 43.5 on the total, but it's only at one bet right now. Everybody else is going down, and FanDuel's already down to 42.5.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, this under does look good because Washington does have a good run D. It is a divisional game. It is a primetime game, which
division primetime is why I'm always on the under. It's like
no, you're always on the under because you bet it every time.
All right,
I bet it.
All right, Bill, relax. We're shutting down right now.
74% to the under.
Yeah, but the Washington Philly should trend to the under because Philly's got a great pass defense and pretty much great defense overall. So I'm going to be interested to see. I'm probably going to touch. If you think it's going to stay close, I do like not making them official plays yet. I do like the rushing props for both running backs on Washington. I think there's a chance both those guys get over 33, Robinson and Gibson. So do that for the subscribers.
One thing
later on in 4D bets.
One thing I was just looking at too for going into next week. There's I think 12 games, 12 or 13 games scheduled. 8 of them have a total of 42.5 or less.
Yeah, Bill has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. I love how he did oh, you want to go? Like I fucking care.
He's still here. He just turned his camera on.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck him. Bill Rupp has left the building. Fuck him. Bill wants to go. Everyone go home. Bill's done. At 3:14 instead of 3:17, we're going to end. Bill doesn't have 180 seconds left in him. He's fucking done. Final words, right?
Oh, I don't get paid to fucking work past 3:05.
Fucking shows up.
All right, let's go. Is that it? Over?
No. Rackets, final words.
Nah, that's it. We're done.
All right, Evan, final words.
See you Thursday.
Bill, final words. Take as much time as you'd like.
Well, today I'm going to do a few things later, and I'm going to go to see my mom, and then I'm going to go get something to eat.
I love it. Keep going.
And then I'm going to call Rackets and see if he's available to do Rupp and Rackets before the game starts. And that's how my day's going to go.
I'll be here.
Would you like to tell us some more?
No, that's it. Let's go. See you guys later.
All right. For Evan Hand, Joey Rackets, and Bill Rupp, I am Tommy G, speaking perfectly into a microphone. Next time, I hope people tell me if my microphone is going crazy instead of whispering it secretly to themselves. I have so much more to say, Bill. I want to tell you guys a little story about my good luck. Stay cashing, motherfuckers.
Let's go.